All right, let's see if we can get this spinning. Had one person pop in on Instagram. Let's see if anybody pops in for the YouTube live stream. For those of you watching in the future, to participate, you must do 10 push ups. That is your buy in. Drop a like, let me know you did your 10. We're 24 minutes deep into this one right now. We're on Instagram for a hot minute and now come over to the U of Twos to see if we can finish this bad boy out. But yeah. Okay. Already drenched in sweat, which is a good thing. Hey, who's here? Well, we had somebody for half a second. Well, I guess if we build it, they will come. So. Oh man, I'm gassed. Y'all talk quietly amongst yourselves for a minute. Well, I thought so, but I guess not. Guess it's just kettlebell stuff today. Yeah, I thought I was gonna do cool guy stuff, but I guess not. All right. Who's here? Sound off. Anybody I know? Who's here? Just so you know, it's 10 push-ups for your cost of entry. Oh. Who's here? You got a tourniquet with you? Sound off, come on. Restage. Did you do your 2 push-ups, or your, not 2, did you do your 10 push-ups yet? The weak have been thinned from our herd. All right, back to business. Hey, who's here? How are you doing today? Just so you know, it's 10 push-ups. That's your cost of admission. Hey, Shalom, Hooter and Toro. What's up, bud? How's your first day going? You do your 10 push-ups, man? Hey, Hooter and Toro, do me a huge favor, brother. Drop me a like real quick. See if we can push this out just a little bit more. Hydrate. So, what's up? What have you been up to today, man? You been getting after it? Just saw some family. Had a good time with them. Good. That's awesome. I'm glad you had a good time with family. So let's wrap for a second. Blood family or family by choice? By choice, and one brother. Love them all the same. Agreed. That's the best part about the family by choice is you choose them, they choose you, and it's tight. And then the blood family, I've had blood family that is awesome, and I've had blood family that, you know, they're people, and people who live down the street are just people too. So, kind to everybody, love everybody, but the ones that stick around and the ones that don't have to stick around but choose to anyway. that's the real one. Oh, okay, there it is. Oh man, I am burnt out. I don't know about you. You've been working out even though you're not on 75 hard right now? Running buddy of mine who he's not too far from being family by choice. He's getting real close. But running buddy of mine and I, we went and ran. Yeah, I agree. Everyone does have the ability to become family. Yeah, running buddy of mine, we ran last night. I shot him a text. I was like, hey man, I still need to get after it now that the sun's down and Shabbat's over. Now that all that, I need to go work up a sweat. You want to run? And he's like, yeah, sure. And so the best part about that is he's like, man, I'll be over there in just a minute. And I was like, well, I need 10 minutes to get all my stuff in a group and then get my vest and make sure I got a flashlight because it's dark. And like, give me a minute, but I'll be ready. And so he met me out in front of my house and I handed him a water bottle. And he was like, oh, so it's that kind of run. Like, yeah, it is. And so we had a location that I was like, hey, I'd like to run here because it's like the only place within so many miles of here that's like flat. And yeah, 2 days in, still I'm glad you're getting after it. But yeah, but no, so he ran with me and we before midnight we did like 4.5, and then after midnight we kept going and we ended up doing about 14, 15 miles, give or take. It's probably closer to 14, but it was like 14 and a half, and it was crazy. And thankfully it was flat, so praise the Most High on that one. It wasn't hills, but on flat track, I'm finally getting to a point where this vest is starting to be very manageable for the runs. And oh, hills, nope. Hills, I think I can walk faster. Even in your vest, any? Nope. That would have been bad. All right, I get it. Let's do this. Incorporate it from time to time. That's good. Yeah, I'll tell you, your pull-ups video convicted me, and it was like, okay, I've had this out to LARP a couple of times, but yeah, I need to train in this bad boy. So been in it every day since. So thank you for that. How heavy is your vest? This one's 18. Yeah, this one's 18. That's before the patch or the TQ or the butt wipes that I threw in there, or the new trowel that I just picked up for a couple of bucks. And funny story behind that. Out running last night, and sure would have been nice to have wet wipes and a trowel. I'll leave it at that. So needless to say, incorporated that today. All done on that one. Yours is 18 as well. Cool. But you have some mags and a Radidio and a TQ. Yeah. Mine's 18 before the mags. I got 3 right there if you can see them. And I'm not cool. I don't have a Radidio on mine. I need to have a Radidio on mine, but I don't. So I'd say what your columns is a pound or 2, and then if you're running 3 mags, so yeah, you're probably pushing 24, give or take. Who knows? So yeah, mine's 15 before the 3 mags, and the 3 mags takes it up to 18. So. Oh, hey, somebody else is in the chat. Who's here? You got to do 10 push-ups. That's your cost of admission. Okay. Who else is here, man? Sound off. Live stream gets more interesting when you participate. Because I was just telling Mr. Hooter and Tora about needing a trowel when I was out for a run and needing butt wipes. So we get fun stories like that when you participate in the comments. Highlander, what's up? Cheers. Shalom to you too. Did you do your 10? Because it's 10 push-ups to play along in the home game. Hey, Highlander, Hooter, and Tora, will you both please drop a like real quick for me? That would be fantastic. Get this out to a couple extra people because I'm basically done with the workout, but we can hang out and shoot the bull until you guys are whatever, or until I have something better to do. But you'll catch up. Okay, well, that's fine. Yeah, it's just 10 push-ups. That's all you got to do. So good stuff. Thanks for the like. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks both of you guys. All right, give me something to rant about. Let's make this worthwhile. You guys paid the admission fee. That's absolute, brother. I appreciate the challenge. Thank you. Yeah, and that's something that just kind of came to me the last time I did a live stream. It was like, well, why don't just like pay for price of admission, 10 push-ups? Like, it's the whole purpose of this channel is to go do hard things, and so I'm inspiring you guys to go do hard things too. That's what it is. But it's to do hard things in pursuit of bringing glory to the Father and away from myself, and to wake up every day ready to practice discipline and the skills that I have, learn new ones, and inspire or motivate. Sorry, not inspire. Motivate others to do the same. So that's the whole purpose of this channel. And if you guys can break your comfort paradigms for a little bit, then it's a win in my book. So, but yeah. Give me something to rant about. Come on. Make it as interesting as some of the rock talks, but where we actually participate. Let's see if when I move this water right here, if it causes the whole thing to go tumbling down. So far, so good. Move this Nalgene over here. Make things interesting. 20 push-ups so far. I'm proud of you. You did 10 more than you were supposed to. I'll tell you what, you did 20. I don't think you're going to be able to see these, but two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There. You went above and beyond. There you go. We can do that together. So, give me something to talk about. Questions, comments, concerns. Ruck with your kit, but offset. Backpack with. Okay, so thought process behind waiting or rucking with your kit. Number one, when my running partner and I, when we ruck, it's at 4:30 in the morning, and I live in not the middle of nowhere. So I've got 5 houses that I can see out the window that is behind this phone that I'm staring at right now. So, so I'm relatively close to other people, but I've got enough square footage to matter. So 0430 vest and bag, and that's 82 pounds, give or take. And the bag is added weight from what I normally do, because my dry weight in the bag is like 28 pounds, give or take, and then just added a whole bunch of weight. So 0430, you go for an hour and a half. You're done by 6 a.m. So like your old retired folks are already up and watering their lawn, but the vast majority of everybody else isn't. So depending on what day of week you do that and where you go and you move relatively quickly, haven't had a problem. If the rifle is just a no-go, you can use a sledgehammer, and like paint it orange or whatever, so that way everybody knows that it's not anything that is going to scare anybody. Hey, we got a third person here. Shalom to whoever is number 3 in the chat. Go ahead and drop a comment, see who you are. And by the way, you got to do 10 push-ups. That's your cost of admission. Oh, well, goodbye. But anyway, so yeah, bag, vest, and then, in my opinion, some kind of light, because then it lets people know that you're there, but I don't always do a light. And then, yeah, like an 8-pound sledgehammer, 10-pound sledgehammer. And if you paint it orange, like no one will ever question you on that one. I mean, they may be like, what's that? But like, they're not going to actually be like, oh, you're not supposed to do that. And I know the balance isn't right, but the weight is close depending on what you're running, unless you're just one of those guys who shoulders in 249 or something. But yeah, I've seen people do like a piece of white PVC pipe, and they'll put a cap on it and then like fill it full of concrete. So you can, what, 1.5 inches, something to that effect, on this one. I think that's 1.5 inches. I'm not 100% certain. But yeah. Oh, well, here, tell you for sure. 2-inch OD, so 1.5 inch ID on that one. But something like that, and then throw your cap on it, fill it full of water or concrete, and then throw your other cap on it, and then your weight is pretty well going to be there, and you can, shoulder it like that and do what you need to do. I've seen some guys do that from time to time. Should I train With the rifle, yeah, sure, I should. I don't right now. Um, and so, like, I'm not saying that you have to, but it's something is better than nothing. And currently, I've been doing nothing, so maybe I should start slinging something up and going. But yeah, you've got me thinking on that too. But I've seen a couple different things. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Come on, guys, give me something else to talk about. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints. Are there any specific videos that you guys would like to see me do in the foreseeable future? Yeah, we can just sit here, twiddle thumbs. All right, down to one. Weight training. So, like, you've been considering weight training, like with actual physical free weights, and doing the bench press and the squat and the incline and all those good things, or are you talking like weights where you like throw weights in your bag and train? Yeah, free weights, kettlebells. So I'm a kettlebell guy, and that's just because like there's so much you can do with one kettlebell, and I guess you could have like free plates and do similar things, but your kettlebell is just a little bit more compact. Uh, the free weights I probably should get more into, but I'm more of a home workout guy, and so the equipment costs are something that I just shy away from at this time. But I'm not opposed to it. I mean, gym memberships are like what, $10, and so it is what it is. Your job is rather physical. Okay, yeah, 100% more cardio. So I used to work oil, and by the way, hey, Dano, not the Lion's Den. Howdy, shalom to you, good sir. I assume sir because I'm seeing Dano, so I'm making an assumption. But if not, you know, it is what it is at that point, and I'm sorry if I've upset. But anyway, um, so yeah, Highlander. I used to work oil, and when I was working oil, it was one of those things that we trip pipe in and out of the hole, and that would take some time for sure. Uh, oh, and Daniel, by the way, it's 10 push-ups. That's your cost of admission on participating today. So go ahead, drop and give me 10 real quick, and they can be as slow or as fast as you want, and we can, if you got to do them on your knees, do them on your knees. If do them feet elevated, whatever it takes. You want to do clapping push-ups, I don't care, but drop and give me 10. That's your cost of admission. But yeah, uh, back on the oil field, Highlander. So we trip pipe in and out of the hole. We move the tongs, and those tongs are like 400 something pounds, and like they're suspended. So you just kind of get a good off into where you're going and make everything work, and it was good, and it was real physical. And we had dudes who would legit lift weights for an hour and then go for a run after a 12-hour shift of tripping pipe in and out of the hole. And that was just always crazy to me because I was just burnt at the end. And they're like, "Oh, it's you got to work out." I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, good, good. I'm glad that feels good, Daniel. Appreciate." But yeah, like I was telling these guys earlier, that the whole point of this channel is to go do hard things and inspire you guys to do hard things too. And I know 10's not that hard, but it's, you'd be amazed how many people they hear 10 and then they just kick off the live stream. And, would I like to grow this channel? For sure, I would. But it's not one of those things that, um, kind of like what Bear says, is that I'd rather, leaders and not followers. So, like your boss, he and the others would go to the gym in the morning for an hour before moving furniture all day. Yeah, I used to move furniture back in high school. Uh, got paid cash under the table for some dude who it was him and his two sons, and they hired some dude to drive the truck for them. And this dude who drove the truck, like he was in his 60s, and he'd get after it like all the time. Oh, what, you want 120 push-ups in 2 minutes? I don't know that I can do that. We'll see where we're at. Let's see if I can drop this stand a little bit lower, and we'll see if we can do 120. Break the plane. Okay. I don't know that you're going to be able to see me. I can see my feet, so. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 10. Oh. Oh. That's what, 50? So yeah, I'm not going to make that in 2 minutes. I can tell you that right now. I think I could tell you that after the first 25 that I wasn't going to get 120 in 2 minutes. That's 60. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, maybe we'll get there one day. So let's take the stand back up to where it was. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that it was 45 and in a weight vest. You either do them or you can't. And I apparently can't do them. So, hey, shalom to whoever just joined us. You do your 10. I just did a very terrible job at 60. So, but yeah, 10 push-ups. That's your cost of admission. All right, somebody. Let's see. We talked about having to dig cat holes on runs. We talked about oil field stuff. We talked about body armor. We talked about LARPing. One push at a time. Well, if I had kept going, then it would have been sets of 1. But yeah, definitely. All right. Let's talk about something else. Give me something. Talk about our Father. Oh my gosh, dude, Yah is awesome. I don't know about you guys, but it just blows me away every day. Let's see, what are we at? Today the 10th? Yeah, today's the 10th. So Proverbs 10 today. I haven't read it yet, so I'm going to need to do that. Hey, somebody else has joined us. 10 push-ups. Yeah, he did give us hands and feet, and the job is to go use them 100%. It's definitely an understatement, Highlander. He is awesome. His will is awesome too. That's that's for sure. So everybody else who's watching, you guys done your 10 yet? That's your cost of admission, 10 push-ups. I don't care if they're on your knees, feet elevated, clapping push-ups, plyo push-ups, doesn't matter. Do 10. Oh, but yeah. So let's see. Something that the Father's done in my life recently. So I had a really good brother who he's a brother now, but he wasn't that long ago. I've been praying for him for 9 years. And he, not that long ago, came back to the Father, and he'd been running for a long, long time. And unfortunately, his mom passed a while back, and his his mom passing is actually what led him back to faith. Is He inherited her Bible from her, and it had 40 something years of notes inside the margins, and he stared at it every day for about 6 months before he finally cracked the spine on it. And he opens it up and starts reading, and it's, at first it's a way for him to read her notes and just kind of hold on to a piece of her, but he keeps reading and he keeps reading and he keeps reading, and he's like, wait a second, this there's something to this. And he starts praying, and he starts listening to what the Father's doing, and he's like, hey man, I'm gonna come hang out with you guys for a little bit. And he comes and fellowships with us, and he just breaks down, and we pray over him, and man, he's been walking with the Father ever since, and it is fantastic. So that's something pretty amazing that I got to witness not that long ago. It was good. It was real good. Let's see. His top prayer requests are for his spouse right now. She is she's being worked on right now by the Father. She's close. I was talking with her a little bit earlier today, and then let's see. His daughter. She's been running for forever because the father that she knew in him was not there, and so she had the absent father syndrome, and so he's trying to make up for lost time, and it's part of it. But yeah, it's been really cool to see. So speaking of brothers, Bear, call him Beardy, can do 102 minutes before he can't. Yeah, I'll get there. 100%. I'll get there. I need to get there. So I have to share. I cracked open my grandmother's Bible, and in the back she wrote, "Do what you can with what you have, where you're at." Yeah, that's awesome. That's super awesome. Huh. I don't know that talking about anything else is worthwhile. So we have to earn it. Dad didn't make us. So yeah, I mean, that 100% gets into, uh, you can't earn grace, but uh, it's definitely like, hey, you got two sons, and you tell one of them that, hey, I want you to go work in the field, and first son is like, yeah, I'll go do it, and he doesn't, and then the second son is like, nah, I ain't gonna do that, and then he turns around later and goes and does it. Which one loves the dad? So there's definitely an aspect of getting in there and actually doing the things, like which one actually did the will of the Father, which one actually loved him. Yeah, Highlander, that is pretty powerful. The thing is uh, that is that wording. Yeah, I've only heard it worded that way from Baron PJ, but I've heard that brought up by a lot of other people, especially in different circles. Testimony to your life. Uh, you want the full testimony? I don't know if we got enough time, but I'll give you my backstory as much as I'm comfortable sharing on the internet with people that I just see users names. Uh, So yeah, okay, cool. So let's see. I grew up uh, not here. Um, I'm a I'm an import husband. My wife lives in the general area that we live in right now, which is uh, uh, central Midwest, give or take. And uh, I grew up in a pretty loving home. Both parents. My parents' faith didn't really matter to them. I mean, we went to church or whatever, but it wasn't it wasn't that big of a deal, I guess. Um, and some friends invited my sister, my older sister, by a few years to a summer camp, and um, faith was pretty heavy there. I mean, still Big C Christian Church, but it was faith was still pretty heavy there, and definitely people who were trying to uh, what they read, they live it out. Um, so my sister comes home with having dedicated herself to walking with the Father, and I was still a little young, um, but I was really close with my sister, and so it was like, hey, if she's doing this, then I'm gonna do this with you. And so I end up going to that camp a year or two later, and that was the first time that anybody had really said that walking with this Jesus person is like a thing and not just whatever. And so I accepted Christ, like whatever you want to call that, um, and I got baptized, um, and it didn't really mean anything to me. It was several years of just like whatever, like this is what we do. And the thing is that was more serious than what my parents were at, and because that was more serious than what they were at, they're like, oh, hey, we need to actually like start going to the right churches, and we need to start um, doing these kind of things. And so seeing my parents actually start to get serious about faith like kind of started to matter to me. um, and then yeah, you can look at my tomb as well. I am who I am, son of the Most High, saved through the blood of Yeshua, his blood sacrifice being guided by his spirit. I'm a train wreck for this. I'm a train wreck too. We're getting there. This is just the start. So um, it was a couple years, just seeing my parents actually start to um, explore faith. And we grew up in a Methodist church, and so the Methodist church starts exploring unbiblical relationships and seeing if that's going to be compatible with uh, with what they want to do. And my parents were like, "Well, this is what the Bible says, so like, why is this even a question?" And it was kind of going back and forth. So my parents were like, "We're out. The Bible says this, and so we're gonna go with that," which is really good. Like I was glad to see um, that assertiveness in my family. So we started looking for other churches, and I'm growing up. I'm doing my thing, and we're in this non-denominational church that is actually teaching the Bible, and they're cracking the spine on that book, and they're going through the whole thing front and back. And the teacher at that church, he was really more of a theology teacher. He wasn't that good of a pastor, but he's a really good theology teacher. And so, like, having very sound teaching was there. Now, the practical application in that teaching was, in my opinion, lacking. But the foundation was definitely able to be built, and through groups in that church, the practical application was there, which was good. So things are going. I'm getting older. I get into high school, and my faith starts to matter to me. It becomes mine, and I get like really legalistic after that, because I'm getting all this foundation, like good sound teaching, like really good sound teaching, um, but I'm not getting any solid practicality behind it, and so no hands and feet actually being put on that faith, and so that faith without the works is dead, 100%. Uh, And so I become what I described as myself as a Pharisee at that point, and I quite literally did hit people with my Bible. I was like, well, this is what the Bible says, and so you need to do that. And the fact that I wasn't doing what it was saying um, made me just the biggest hypocrite ever. And so I go about things and just kind of navigate my high school career and uh, you know, church every time the doors are open, always there helping with whatever they need help on, but not actually loving people. And read this book first year of college, and the book is called Kisses from Katie, and I want to say her name is Katie Davis. I'm fairly certain. And it's this 19-year-old girl who sold everything and moved to Africa and started an orphanage, and she adopted like 19 kids. Um, and I just had an existential crisis when I read that book. And it was like, oh, wait a second, I'm supposed to actually be doing these things. And just puddle of tears. And I'm talking it over with a good friend of mine. And he's like, okay, well, if this is what you think you're supposed to do, then I'm going to take you to these people real quick, and we're gonna talk this over. And if at the end of this conversation you still think that you need to drop everything and go, then I'll drive you to the airport myself. And so I go talk to good friends of mine and this dude, uh, and what was laid before me was the passage in Matthew about, yeah, thanks, man. You're welcome. I'm glad to give you testimony. So he lays this passage in front of me, and it's that passage in Matthew where counting the cost, and who among you would build a tower without first stopping to count the cost, who, what king would invade another land without first understanding the number of his troops, and then realizing, can I defeat 20,000 with 10,000, or would you send emissaries of peace at that point? And dude laid it out in front of me. He's like, so you think that you need to drop everything and go? Let me ask you this: how big was your high school? It was like 2,000 kids. Like, okay, cool. And so what'd you do with that? And I was like, well, I kind of hit people with my Bible and was really mean to people and did do a good job of actually loving on people and showing them the way. Oh my gosh. Like, yeah, how big's your college? Like, it's pretty small. It was like, do you know people? I was like, yeah, I know people. Okay. You know people that you should be loving on and know people that you should be showing the way? Like, oh, oh, yeah, I should. He's like, you're not being faithful with what you've been given. So how in the world do you think he's going to let you be faithful with just dropping everything and going somewhere? And I was like, oh my gosh, no. And so a puddle of tears, and this is hours of this level of discussion. He's like, this is what you need to do. He's like, you need to go and be a changed man. To have this all planned as well, or maybe it's just coincidence. Not buying that it's a coincidence either, man. So definitely that dude who knocked some sense into me. Uh, so um, renewed vigor, I guess, going in and actually starting to try and figure out how to disciple people and how to love on people and how to, you know, hey, I see this and this is not right and this is something that needs to change, but I'm here to walk through this change with you. Uh, oh, you were an Odinist? Yeah, I know a couple. I know a couple for sure. Uh, yeah, I would love to hear your testimony, brother. So um, he he was definitely working on me, and the group of guys that I was in class with, it was 19 guys, and we were in class 10 plus hours a day, 5 days a week, and a couple of them uh, saw the change, and it was good, and that led to some very productive conversations, and one dude got baptized out of it, and followed up with a couple cents, and the change that the Father was actually starting to put in my life, it was noticeable. Um, and so that kind of led me on a journey of realizing that this this whole thing is more about actually walking with him than it is about being a Torah terrorist or whatever T calls it. You know, I've been walking in in Torah for a little while now. Not a long time, but a little while. And I know a lot of people who Highlander, like what you're talking about, who, was on the, the prodigal son side of it. I was more on the, there's another word for the other son. Some people call it the first son. Some people it's the prodigal, and I don't know if it's like the prodigal or something. And I'm forgetting the term. Brother Twitch and Cat baptized, dude. That is awesome. 37-degree water in a lake. Uh, yeah, really. Wow, dude, that is powerful. Turned 37 January 8th. Yeah, yeah. Try blue shofars, dude. That is awesome. That is good. That is absolutely beautiful, but that is good. So yeah, a lot of people that I know are definitely on that prodigal side. Zuri, yeah, you need more bullets. Yeah, well, do push-ups too. That's part of this. Go do 10 push-ups for us real quick. That's the cost of admission. So, uh, but yeah, um, that's the thing is I was that son that, I thought I was okay, and I thought that I physically could earn all of it. I thought that my salvation was dependent on my good deeds, and I thought that I didn't need the redeeming blood of the Messiah to save me. I thought that I was just good enough, which is absolute heresy. Thinking that you're good enough, because it's His redemption that saves us, and it's the fact that we have been redeemed that we get to do good things. Uh, but I'll get to your why the chicken crossed the road in a minute. But uh, in all of that, um, it was pretty cool because um, I got to see what the Torah terrorist stuff looks like, and in that Torah terrorist stuff, even before I came to Torah, uh, it has brought me away from a lot of the pitfalls that I see, and where people will like bash people over the head for not being right or whatever. And I do believe in rebuking people 100%, but uh, specifically brothers, especially if they will listen, there's no reason to beat people over the head. And is there a time and a place for speed, surprise, violence of action? 100%, but for the vast majority is come man, let's reason together. So, because that come what let us reason together is what broke me out of my paradigm. So if it worked for me, it's gonna have to work for somebody else. All right, Bolt. So what's your whole why the chicken crossed the road? No, no battle pass for me. But if you're here, 10 push-ups. Let's go. That's cost of admission. Yeah, exactly, Highlander. None is good but the Father in heaven. Yeah. All right, Bolt. I'll humor you. Knock knock. Who's there? Did you do your 10 push-ups, Bolt? Oh, it is the chicken. Is that why he crossed the road? Ha, that's funny. Good. Glad you'll do your 10. Heath, PJ, and the others witnessed. It hurt, brother, but Dad had his plan 100%. He 100% had his plan. My wife bought me a shofar the other day. You talking about getting baptized and then blowing their shofars? It's pretty fun. Coming plenty of time for me to learn how to blow it before trumpets, which is just a couple of days away. So I'm excited about that. You guys all ready for Sukkot? Yeah. Well, I need a shower. So yeah, you did, bald guy. I got another. Okay, well that's good. Cool. All right. To put it briefly, influence of mushrooms. Wow. 22. Spirit hits you like a freight train. Coughing, volume. Really? Wow. That's incredible, man. Highlander, you and me are going to have to wrap a little bit. If you're on Instagram, be sure you follow me and shoot me a message. I'd love to talk more. Yep. Stay liquid. All right. Cool. Mr. Bolt, I'm assuming it's either a penguin with a rash or a sunburn or a newspaper or whatever. The rest of you guys, shalom, blessings. I'm excited about the feast coming up. Go do hard things.